Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Nichols. I'm Vice President of Professional Services with Domain Systems. I want to welcome you to this joint video with Propel Solutions and Domain Systems. With me on this video will be Chuck Serrin, who has spent a lot of time in the MedTech world. I will let him introduce himself. In fact, Chuck, why don't you do that now?
Yeah, hi everybody. Chuck Serrin, VP of Industry Marketing for MedTech and Life Sciences.
Lance Conrad will be providing us with a brief demonstration to highlight and articulate some of the things that we talk about as MedTech companies think about a product lifecycle management and a software and solution to satisfy their needs. So let's jump into it. So Lance, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you for a demonstration of what Propel looks like, and take us through it.
Perfect. Thank you, Jeff and Chuck. And so the plan here is to give you a high-level overview of Propel's capabilities. We're going to walk through this one slide to position what we're going to see. So in this situation, we have a MedTech device that's in the system that's gone through several revisions and is actually out in the field and has a number of quality events that have been logged against it. And you'll see here that the culprit of a number of these quality events is a faulty nozzle. In this case, it's this red nozzle you see here from Danco. And not only does it have a lot of quality issues, but it's a single source component. So supply chain is also popping up, and the costs are rising on this component. And so as you'll see as we walk through this, we've gone ahead and found a suitable replacement that's a reliable part that is multi-source, that can be purchased directly from the manufacturer or from distributors, and the costs are stable. It's actually available at a much lower cost. So we're going to look at a high level at these capabilities. So we're going to look at some dashboards that are in the system. So you see some of the excellent analytics capabilities that Propel provides. We're going to look at searching, so you get a feel for how easy it is to find information and to share those searches with other members of your organization. We're going to touch on training, which is an important part of the solution. So you can get a feel for what it takes to review and sign off on a document that's changed. We're going to spend a lot of time looking at a MedTech device. So we'll look at the device master record and all of the different items that compose that structure. We'll touch on how we manage electronic instructions for use, as Chuck mentioned, and how those are usually managed in different languages and how those can then be published out to a site for customers to have access to. We'll touch upon our complete revision control and how we can dynamically see how things have changed over time. And then we're also going to focus on, how this quality that's come in is connected directly to the product, not only at the product level, but all the way down to the component level, so we can make better decisions for how to address those issues. We'll show how we can capture and draft the changes in order to fix those issues. And then we'll touch on how we can review and approve those changes. And so here I'm logged in as kind of a super user. Propel it's a role-based solution. So in a minute here, we're gonna change views, but right now you'll see I basically have access to everything. So across the top, you'll see I have a home page. I have access to reports. These are parts and documents, manufacturer parts, changes, quality, project and activities, compliance information, and here is where I can even configure the system, right? And then if we look here on the home tab, you'll see I have access to a bunch of dashboards, and this happens to be my default dashboard, this part and document tracker. And so here we can see we have 342 parts in the system. 24 of those have quality processes logged against them. 17 of those are on changes. Um, these are all the different categories of parts that are in the system, and these are all live. So if I hover over this, I can see I have 27 assemblies that are in production, and I have 4 that are currently being reviewed to be released. And you'll see I have the same information for documents over on the right-hand side. And then if I were to scroll down, here's where we're actually tracking engineering change orders and document change orders that are moving through their workflows and how long they're sitting in states. And so you can see that, there's an ECO that's been waiting for my approval for 63 days. There's another one that's been waiting for my approval for 1 day. So this is a great example of a dashboard that you'll see, we can have dashboards for tracking quality processes. So these are showing me quality processes against our different products. So the Phoenix 3000 has 7 open complaints and it has 4 non-conformances. Down here, I can see non-conformances by suppliers, or I can see complaints by customers. Once again, I can hover over this, and Banner Clinic, one of our top customers, has 6 open complaints. And then if we click on this dashboard, another one of our core strengths is managing suppliers and vendors. And so in this case, we see all the approved vendors that are in the system. They've been given a risk score. And so over on the left-hand side, we can see we have 4 high-risk suppliers, 8 medium, and 24 low-risk suppliers. So we probably want to work on these 4 to bring them in line. Over on the right-hand side, we can see, we're in the process of onboarding 3 new suppliers. And if we were to scroll down, we've got some audits against these high-risk suppliers to try and understand how we can bring them back in line. Any dashboard we can click on and drill directly into. So in this case, I clicked on the high-risk suppliers, and I want to go look at one in particular, Danco. And so now looking at Danco here, we have all the information about what kind of supplier are they, how do we contact them? Are they approved? Yes, they're approved. They already went through the onboarding process. And we can see the last time we audited them was a few years ago. We also have, supply scorecarding capabilities. So this supplier is trending in the wrong direction is probably why they're a high-risk supplier. So we can see they're missing their deliveries of components to us. They have a bunch of open quality processes. Across the top, we actually have access to all the parts that we use from the supplier. And so this is one we're going to focus on, this nozzle. This is the one that has all the open quality issues that's linked to our MedTech device. We also can see all the quality processes linked to the supplier. So we have all the non-conformances that Danco is responsible for. We have the audit that's currently in flight, and we have a corrective action to address these non-conformances. These are all live. I could click on these and go to them if I wanted to. We're gonna get there in a bit. So if I click on the home tab, it takes me right back to my home page that we started with. If we click across the top here, this is where we can actually do work. So if I want to look at parts or documents, I can click this down arrow, and here I can see the last 5 items I looked at. These are the last 5 searches that I ran against parts or documents. Or I can actually drill down. And so these are showing me all of the items that are used in another one of our products. If I want to switch to the Phoenix 3000, which is what this demo is focusing on, I can type ahead and you'll see it's showing me I have 2 saved searches. One to show me all of the DHF documents, another to show me all of the items that go into this product, right? So searching is excellent in the solution. And the way searches can be shared is also one of our core strengths. So if I look at this search, in many systems, you create a search and you're the only one that can have access to it, or you can share it with everyone. In this case, this has been shared with a group, and I could actually share this with any other team that I wanted to if I had the right capabilities. So I could share this with the electrical engineers or the manufacturing engineers. It's very granular in the approach as well. And I have the same capabilities for any one of these types of objects. So for changes, I can click on this and I can see in this case, all the different types of changes that have been written against this product. So we have 10 document change orders, 8 engineering change orders, 1 manufacturing change order. And once again, if I wanted to look for anything in particular, like all the deviations in the system, I can click on this and see all the different manufacturing deviations. And so now we mentioned this is role-based, right? And so over on the left-hand side, I have a navigator that, in this case allows me to dynamically pick kind of a view. But, if I were a user and all I had to do was respond to training assignments, when I log in, it would take me directly to this. And you'll see I no longer have access to dynamically move around in the system. All I have is this dashboard that are showing me the 5 training assignments that I need to complete. And they're tracked by due dates. So I'm getting emails, reminding me that I need to do this. And in this case, let's take a look at this first training assignment for a work instruction. And this is very flexible as well, but for this training assignment, I have to complete 3 tasks. First, I have to view the work instruction, then I have to take a quiz, and then when I'm done, I can sign off on this and complete my assignment. And so there's no reason to navigate to this document and then to an attachments tab to try and look at it. Propel feeds me exactly the document I need to see and review. And so now I've done the first task. I've looked at the work instruction. The next part of the training is to complete a 2-question quiz. So I can start the quiz. Here's the first question. Did you download and read it? Yes. And the second question, what product line is this associated with? And if I get this right, then I can go ahead and sign off on this, right, and complete my training assignment. And so now let's go back to this product engineering application. So this is going to look very similar to the first application I was in, but it still has a bit fewer options across the top, of a bit fewer dashboard or on my home tab. So the next thing we want to do is look at this product on a page here, right? And so the Phoenix 3000 we mentioned is what we're focusing on. And in this case, we can see all of the assemblies that make up this product. So we have our top level device, which we're going to look at in a second. We have our finished good with the bill of material and the approved manufacturers and all the costing information. We have all the top sub-assemblies like printed circuit boards and other sub-assemblies. Here we can see all of the changes that have been written against all of this information and the status of those. So we have 1 open ECO, we have 6 that have been completed. Over here, we have a couple of projects. So we have an excellent project management capabilities to track things by stages and activities with milestones. As we scroll down, we can see cases that have been coming in from our customers. And so, directly in Salesforce Service Cloud, these cases can be logged, and we're combining that information directly with the product information in Propel. Down here, we have the instructions for use that Chuck mentioned that we do a great job of managing. And so this product is available in multiple countries and different languages. So we have a document for each one of these that is managed in the system. And then down here, we have all of the documents that are a part of this product, including artwork, legal, labels, procedures, etc. If I wanted to review one of these instructions for use, like the Spanish one, I can drill directly in from this dashboard. And what you'll see here is we have access to the complete revision history of this document. So it's currently at Rev B, and it took me directly to Rev B. I can see what category this is, when it was released, what product line it's a part of, who's the author and who's the owner. So we're tracking all the attributes. On the attachments tab, we track the actual file. So you'll see we have the native files for people to make changes to, and we have a PDF file, which is what we might give most users access to. In Propel, it's very easy to just look at that information. I don't have to download it to take a look at it. So here's the Spanish version of this instruction for use. I can see where it's used. So it's used in our device master record, and I have access to the complete change log. So DCO 49 released it to Rev A, DCO 50 released it to Rev B. And then one of the really nice features of our solution is we can dynamically compare any revision of an item against any other revision. And we can see that the owner changed, in this case, when it went from Rev A to Rev B, and all of the attachments also changed. And so now we want to take a look at the product. So I can navigate directly from this instruction for use to the device master record. And so you'll see the tabs across the top have changed as well. So first of all, we have the details that describe this. So this is a sellable item. You'll see there's actually a draft revision that's being worked on. In this case, we're making some changes as a result of all the quality issues that have been logged against this. So it's doing the compare for me automatically against the latest release revision, which is A. And so you'll see we're changing the life cycle of this. And then if I come to the device master DMR tab, this is, basically a bill of documents. And so we're seeing all the different categories of documents that make up this device master record. We have our finished good product, which we'll take a look at in a minute. We have 2 instructions for uses. So we have the Spanish one that we just looked at. We also have an English IFU. We have procedures, packaging, label, all this information that makes up this device master record. These blue dots allow me to look at information without navigating away. So if I want to look at our finished good, if I had an engineering drawing here, in this case, I have a schematic, I can hover over it and take a look at it. If I want to look at the instruction for use that we looked at earlier, I can hover over it and take a look at it directly from the bill of materials tab. I also can see, in this case, the manufacturers. So this bag is purchased from Acme, and there's their part number. And I can see all of the quality issues that are logged against specific components that make up this product. So we have a bunch of complaints. We have some non-conformances as well against this product. Let's drill into the finished good. So one thing we can do is open other tabs as well. So you can have multiple tabs open, which allows you to be more efficient. So we just navigated from the device master record down to the finished good product. And here we have, the complete bill of material for this. Once again, all the categories. And here's our part that has all of the quality processes logged against it, this Danco nozzle, right? So we can see all the complaints and non-conformances and a CAPA that's been initiated as well. Here is Danco, the manufacturer we looked at earlier, right? And then here I can actually take a look at, what this part that has the issues currently looks like. So kind of to look at the end result before we go back and look at all of the quality processes. So the change is already in flight here. So once again, we have a draft revision to go ahead and replace that component. And we'll see that here. So we've found a suitable replacement in this Aerotron nozzle. We're also going to replace the motherboard. And this new Aerotron nozzle is actually multi-sourced, so I can buy it from multiple vendors. And then one other thing to highlight here is that we have this BOM Navigator, which is an excellent feature allowing me to do in-context investigation and work. And so this is showing me the bill of material for our Phoenix 3000. There's a report that's available here that shows me how many items are in each level of the bill of material. It lets me dynamically expand it out to any level, or I can pick any component and see information about that. So in this case, we want to focus on this Aerotron component that we found to replace the one that has all the issues. So you'll see it's giving me details about it. Here I can see the manufacturers we can buy this from. So we can buy it from these 2 distributors or directly from Aerotron. And we're tracking also costing information. So we can see that, the prices are dropping for this component. This navigator also works if I'm looking at, if I go back to the latest revision. And so in this case, if I go look at the Danco part that we're replacing, right, it's only available directly from the manufacturer. And the cost is steeply rising. It's gone from $11 to $24, right? And this part is used in other products as well. And so this faulty nozzle is not only used in our Phoenix 3000, but also in the Sedona 2100 and the Tucson 1500. So this quick impact analysis lets me know that I should replace that nozzle across all these product lines. And then this nozzle has all of these, quality processes logged against it. So I can drill directly into, for example, this non-conformance. And so what we're seeing now is, we see the state and the workflow that this non-conformance is in. We see the description of the non-conformance. So it's an issue against this Danco nozzle. On the affected items tab, we see that this issue was originally logged against our top level product, the Phoenix 3000. And as we started doing investigation, we added this Danco nozzle. And as a quality person, as I'm reviewing or working on this non-conformance, I have access to all the information again. So I have access to look at, the drawings or the schematics of our top level product. I have access to the drawings or schematics of this faulty nozzle. And I have access to take a look at everywhere that this nozzle is used. So I can see that it does affect multiple products, these 3 products. I can see that this nozzle has a history of a bunch of quality issues. And I can see that they're all coming from this supplier, this Danco supplier. And as I'm walking this through the workflow, right, different approvers are getting assigned so that people can sign off on this and we can close the loop out. So in this case, this is pretty severe. And so a corrective action, a CAPA, was initiated to address this nonconformance. And we'll briefly take a look at this corrective action and then how this flowed into a change order so we can close out this demonstration. But the corrective action has its own workflow. We're capturing all the rich information like risk, what team members need to be involved, what departments are involved, information about the investigation, right? Information about the plan and the implementation. On the affected items tab, because we had access to that where used capability, we were able to add not only the Phoenix 3000, but the other products that are affected, the Sedona and the Tucson 1500. And you'll see here that we also have a sterilization procedure and a manufacturing assembly procedure that are affected. Once again, we have access to take a look at that directly from the CAPA. The CAPA can end up with findings. So in this case, there are a couple of findings as a result of this CAPA. So 15% of the nozzles have been returned, right? Product safety issues could result. We can have subplans in order to farm out the work. And then in this case, this CAPA is actually addressing all of the quality issues against that nozzle. So it's going to address a bunch of complaints, all the non-conformances. We're auditing the supplier, and we spawned this change order, right, where we're actually going to complete the process, make the changes where we replace that nozzle with the new nozzle and revision our product, right? And so once again, everything is connected. So here's our finished good we were looking at. It's on the change order. If we take a look at the bill of material, we can see the changes that we've made to go ahead and address these quality issues. And we're basically replacing that faulty nozzle with the new nozzle. All right, I think we're going to end the demonstration here. And just to highlight, we showed a lot of things, right? We showed our dashboarding capabilities, how easy it was to find things, training. We reviewed, the product and how we manage the complete history of the product. We reviewed how we can track quality against the product and how we can do root cause analysis and how we can close that out through a change process to revision the product. Thank you.
Thanks, Lance. That was great. Great overview of some of the topics that we've been talking about. People have been able to see and look at the interaction and the vast capabilities that Propel offers, in particular to the med tech industry and environment. So I want to thank Chuck Serrin and Lance for their time from Propel. It's been a wonderful opportunity to chat with them and to bring about this webinar for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact from the information page on the website that will be provided to contact us to have any further conversations. Again, thanks again, Chuck and Lance, and to everybody else, have a great day.
Thank you.